Welcome to Purpose Driven Church for Unificationists. We're on day 15, and we're looking now at chapter 4, the foundation for a healthy church. Rick Warren starts off this chapter by sharing a story about how a number of years ago he had bought some property in the mountains behind the Yosemite National Park. And he and his father and some friends had gone up to build a cabin, but they spent the first 10 weeks just building the foundation. He said there was a lot of work needs to be done. They had to clear 37 towering pine trees, 60 feet of French drains, fill them with gravel. It was an exhausting amount of work. And he said after 10 weeks, all they had to show for their effort was a level and square concrete foundation. But even though that was discouraging for him, his father, who apparently has built over 110 church buildings in his lifetime, encouraged him and said, don't worry. The most critical work is behind you, the most important work. And he goes on to share how the foundation of the building is similar to the foundation of your church, or frankly, just about anything else you're trying to build in your life. Whereas you can't build it bigger or stronger than what the foundation can handle. He says, if you want to build a healthy, strong, and growing church, you must spend time laying a solid foundation. This is done by clarifying in the minds of everyone involved exactly why the church exists and what it is supposed to do. There is incredible power in having a clearly defined purpose statement. He goes on to share, for the rest of the chapter, he talks about different sections or different subcategories about why it's advantageous to have a clear purpose. And the first one he says is a clear purpose builds morale. So he says, if your mission is unclear, your morale will be low. Saddleback Church has an unusually high morale and atmosphere of harmony. People working together for a great purpose don't have time to argue over trivial issues. When you're helping row the boat, you don't have time to rock it. Many churches are barely surviving because they have no vision. They limp along from Sunday to Sunday because they've lost sight of their purpose for continuing. A church without a purpose and mission eventually becomes a museum piece of yesterday's tradition. Nothing discourages a church more than not knowing why it exists. On the other hand, the quickest way to reinvigorate a plateaued or declining church is to reclaim God's purpose for it and help the members understand the great tasks the church has been given by Christ. So I really resonate with this section because I really feel that this is very much in line with what our movement has experienced. We went through a period of time where people were, everyone had a very clear idea of where we were going and what we were trying to accomplish. And people felt passionate because they felt this sense of vision and purpose, and that everyone was working together to accomplish this purpose. And even though there was problems, there wasn't a whole lot of time to argue over those things, and they became kind of trivial, and it was easier to overcome whatever challenges came along, whether it was personal challenges or physical challenges, because everybody was clear about what the vision and purpose was. But then over in recent years, I feel like our churches, our members, many of them have really lost sight of why am I doing this, or why did I sacrifice so much? Where are we going with all this? Like, what's going to happen if I keep doing this year after year after year? And so without that clarity or without that understanding and without the conviction that comes with it, then I think a lot of people have fallen back into old habits, and trivial things that were trivial before or not really a big deal have become kind of a big deal, things to argue and become bitter about because we don't have a bigger purpose that we're working towards. So there's two aspects of this section that I think are important. One aspect is the idea of having the vision and rediscovering the vision. But secondly, it says, help the members understand the great tasks the church has been given by Christ. So I think that this is a very important aspect of leadership that's been very lacking in our movement, but is very important, is that it's not just important to have the vision or to discover the vision, but also whoever is leading the community has to be able to share that sense of vision or inspire the members that this is a vision that we can believe in, and to somehow get people on the same page about that vision. So of course, just to have the vision, but then also that we can all have the vision. And that is an aspect that involves communication and being able to share it in different kinds of ways for different kinds of people. But then if you can have that, then he says, that is the quickest way to reinvigorate a plateaued or declining church. So that's what I have for today. Thanks a lot, and tomorrow we'll talk about the next section. Bye.